Oh my gosh, I am going to absolutely melt with how cute the little minions are. What is it, little guy? Were you going to say something about the fact that there doesn't seem to be a single way to get any energy for a crucible on this planet that we just discovered, where I was going to show up and be like, guess what, guys? I figured out how to get the strong alloy. All right, listen up. I know there's barely any small craters, but I can't help that, can I? I mean, probably not. Technically, I feel like we possibly could, you know, just yeet something at the asteroid, but that's probably that probably has a lot of its own issues and is perhaps not the most ethical thing to do. Also, let's see if we can send some silicon to the engine room while we're listening to Ruth and our little peeper. Wait, that's it. Hang tight. All we need to do is a little more boom. I've got an idea, but don't tell Stella. Okay, wait, hold up here. Oh, it is a small explosive. I was right. Blowing it up is what we're gonna try doing. We just need to get some sulfur and some aluminum first. So I'm sure that's gonna work out fine, right? Right? Hello everyone and welcome back to Starbirds, where we are slowly but surely building up this nice little nest egg worth of materials, and I'm trying really hard to make sure that we don't upgrade too many things just yet, because if we can reach 76 stars in this sector without upgrading a building, then we save our upgradiness, I suppose, and we'll be able to, you know, go ahead and get the rewards that will let us hopefully get some boost to our station. And also it's fun to have the challenge of it all, to be completely honest. Let's see, I think we're probably gonna need a lot of credits soon, so let's continue getting credits for providing our wonderful little birds with some oxygen. And now let's figure out how we can help Ruth out by creating all of the alloys that Ruth needs using this wonderful little melopolymine asteroid that happens to be carrying quite a bit of iron and titanium. You really have to like that. And we can use iron and titanium if we have a crucible to make strong alloy, which we can use to go ahead and get space eggs. Yes, I hope you're following along. I know that's a lot, but I really think it's kind of cute how it's like, and then we do this, and then we do that, and then we do this. Also, let's spend a bit of our tech points that we're collecting. Since we're gaining some uranium right now, we'll go ahead and spend more tech points, just kind of discovering some of the different asteroids that are nearby. I want to make sure that we're just kind of covering all of our bases and figuring out what we might be able to work with in this little chain. And then let's settle in. We're gonna need some sulfur that we send, I think, to the space station, and we need to send some aluminum as well. Do we have any aluminum going yet? I think we do have iron being sent, so we'll carry on with the iron. And then aluminum happens to be over on the Eleutheria planet. And hey, but over here on Duriscosa, we've got the aluminum and the sulfur, as well as some iron. Now that's a fine how you do. All right, let's go ahead and smack down one of our little launching points. And look at that! We can start extracting some aluminum and sending it off to Ruth for some secret projects of kaboom! In no time. There we go. And I love sending our little peepers out to go and collect like the extra resources too. It's just really cute. And then we can also send off the sulfur by connecting it there, and getting some iron sent would be really fun, I think. Let's see. We have methane being sent every minute, so we'll send that to the ship as well. The engine room needs some silicon, which I thought we were already sending to the spaceship, but apparently not. We have silicon over on our main asteroid we were working on. Yes, right here. Look at that. Lots and lots of lovely little patches of silicon to extract. I might want to get... Do we have a launching pad point that might be a little closer? Technically, it feels a little silly to get a whole nother launching pad point right here, right now. But I think it'll be worth it. Especially because that might make it easier to send the silicon to the right places. Also, look at that! We've learned how to do small explosions! Boom! Ruth, keep it down. This is supposed to be a covert operation. What if Stella hears us? Achoo! You try whispering with explosive power in your nostrils. Okay, I will admit that would... I don't know what I would be doing if I had explosive powder in my nostrils, but it probably would not be whispering. Is everything all right? What exactly are the two of you doing here? We were, oh, strange points! Ominous points obtained through scientific discoveries and inspirational moments. So they're Eureka points? That sounds so cool, and they're required for some buildings. We were, just leaving. Rust, it seems we ain't gonna be able to use the small explosive technology too often. Oh my word. Okay, so we're learning how to make it go ba-boom on the asteroid in order to combine the titanium and the iron that we find here in a crucible. If we need to put a crucible down using not only credits, but one of those Eureka strange points, I'm thinking about where I would want it to be. We're going to need to power the crucible, and then we're also going to need to send materials off. So this sounds wild, but I want to put it right there. That was fun. Let's do it again. Yes, that's so cool. I probably shouldn't be that excited about being able to make an artificial crater explode, but I mean, to be honest, that was kind of exciting. We gotta distract Stella to sneak back into the lab though, and next time you handle the powder. My beak is still full of soot. In the meantime, we can salvage parts from the crater, or maybe we can find some more strangelets to keep Stella busy with research. Beep beep. Aw, you guys are influencing the little minion miners. Yes, exactly. More strangelets, more boom, more fun. Suddenly I'm worried about the fate of the universe. Explosives require strange points. They are obtained by progressing the story and finding out more about strangelets. Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much for giving me that info. Also, aluminum and iron for corridors, I think we can pull off no problem. And let's get some more tech points now. And then let's get more... We're not really using the methane on one of the planets a lot, so let's get more points for the methane. See, you just have to distract the rest of your crew with the things that you're already doing elsewhere. All right, and now we can go ahead and get a crucible in here. And now we're going to come on over. We need some energy to power the crucible. What's with the solar panels? They're hardly producing any energy. It seems like the particle cloud around the Rafsticle filters, it filters too many wavelengths, preventing maximum efficiency. But right at the zenith, the light intensity should still be sufficient for the panels to work correctly. The area with the strongest starlight is highlighted while previewing the solar panels. Yes, thank you. I'm totally obviously know about that. Also, the sulfur to the lab. I'm keeping track of upgrading our little nest egg space station because that will hopefully keep us alive. There's a lot of other things that might be able to do too. Oh, so if we don't have... Wow, so we upgraded our solar panels to give us a little bit more oomph to the boomf, but the sun is kind of not paneling a lot right now. So it has to make sure that the solar panels... Oh boy. All right, well, at least that'll connect up to the crucible. And now let's go ahead and we're gonna have the extractor connect to the crucible there. We're gonna have another extractor connect here. And then actually, I think I'll have this extractor. We'll recall it for just a second. Connect over here. Those guys will send stuff to the the crucible like so. Yes, and the strong alloy has been discovered. Doo-doo-doo! So we need to send the strong alloy to one of the strangelets. Let's make sure we're like yeeting that off into the right direction. I don't remember if it was on Callisto, our main spot. This one wants the light alloy. So then we did find another strangelet over here. In fact, I think we found all three already. We just need to figure out how to take care of them. Aha! So we did find that one here. Let's put down a landing pad. And the landing pad, let's make the pipe smaller. Oh, there we go. Also, if I sending, oh, the methane's just going to the tech points first. That's right. And now we're going to come over and we're going to take the strong panels and we've got to send them all the way over here. But that will do it. And then once we get the strong panels over to Ruth, really, Ruth having enough time to figure out how to like blow things up kind of blows my mind because we are sort of like busy. Like we got stuff going on. And speaking of stuff going on, let's go ahead and maybe figure out how to get the quartz going. Do I have silicon available with water? Okay, we'll get some quartz growing on Callisto so we can have a little treasury upgrade while we're at it. And then carry on with that methane extraction, which I'm beginning to think I need more like launch pads for. Look at that! Oh, we've almost finished getting the strong alloy done. Heck. Well, that'll make me quite happy. And now let's see about a chemical lab somewhere near one of our shipment zones. And we need to mix water. And we need to mix that's uranium. Hang up here. My quartz needs silicon. Do you have, oh, the silicon's way over here. All right, come back here. Come back, y'all. Okay. All right, this is silicon right here though. So there's a bunch of uranium. We can definitely find a better place for the chemical lab if I'm going to get that done. Okay, that one is the silicon. Okay, so we're gonna put the little rover guy. Would you get in here? I feel like herding birds is actually, like, getting them to go where you want is actually trickier than herding cats. Herding guinea pigs, kind of tricky. They run away from you. However, it's not super tricky if you go ahead and if you break out the lettuce. Also, speaking of breaking things out, Ruth, what is this? Haha! Oh, now we need to go ahead and get Ruth some energy. What do you guys take me for? A tank buster? To break this one off, I need a lot more energy. Ruth, have you seen our solar panels? How are you supposed to generate all that energy in this icebox of a system? Nuclear fission would work even better under these conditions, but we must be extra careful. The cold won't save us from a meltdown. Oh? Oh? Nuclear fission, you say? Just need to research a little uranium, you say? Well, lucky for you, or possibly extremely unlucky, depending on, you know, the way things are going, I happen to have a lot, concerning a lot amount of nuclear fission material in piles of uranium. Actually, is raw uranium super dangerous to have around you? Because I've seen uranium in a nuclear reactor before. In college, like actually twice, we ended up, I guess because it's the thing you can see if you happen to have a nuclear reactor in town. We had a nuclear reactor in Columbia, Missouri, where I grew up. And so in college, we went twice to go see it for different classes. And both times it was a little bit, it was, how do I explain the feeling? It was such a juxtaposition of confusion on a few levels of, oh, I'm parking at the parking lot that's across from the parking lot that I go to the pet store for, or it's like a small pet supply. I didn't have any pets in it. But to park your car, get out, go into a building that looks pretty normal, except it has a smokestacky thingy on it, and then go through security that was pretty light, to be honest, because everybody looked bored. To just be around people who, like, look like they're wearing business, Midwest business, just boring stuff. Like, not the fancy outfits you wear when you work in an office. The step down, because I guess it wasn't, like, super fancy. What I'm trying to say is it was so surreal to go in there and everything is just the same tile floor as back at my college and the same fluorescent lights overhead. And then to go through a bunch of doors and then suddenly it's a space room where everything, all the panels, all of the tech, all of the materials used to build everything looks different. And then to put on a bunch of these like heavy apron thingies and then to peek through a series of windows so that you're looking down, down, down through like layers of protection at it glowing deep underwater because they use the water to help kind of control the reactor, and stare at something that looks like somebody took the most powerful neon signs in the world and just shoved green, vibrant neon green into it and put it in tubes. Was really surreal. And then to just go back outside and be like, oh, there's a Burger King down the street. I feel like it should have been just a little bit more dramatic somehow to celebrate in a really powerful and respectful way, like, oh my gosh, that's a nuclear reactor, if that makes sense. Also, we need to get some light alloys made as well so that we can go ahead and crack open the egg over here. Let's see. We do have silicon here. We don't have aluminum, so I need to get some aluminum sent to here, or we just need to make the light alloys elsewhere. But for now, let's pop over to Dresta, which is where we are currently working on trying to break this egg free. And let's put down that fancy-pantsy new nuclear reactor that will consume uranium. Thankfully, we have a lot of that in order to hopefully charge things. Also, I don't know how we prevent it from exploding, which is also a question I didn't really ask because I doubted I would understand the explanation for how we prevented it from exploding back in town where I grew up. You just kind of like knew it was there and you kept moving. I guess I have a nuclear reactor near us here, but in North Carolina, the one it's not super close, but it's close enough that like every now and then we get a letter in the mail about make sure that you have these pills just in case, and here's the evacuation route. And suddenly I have this like uncomfy feeling of needing to make like an emergency escape route checklist for my beloved husband and I, so we know what to do. Don't forget your anti-nuclear pills. And then B, remember how I was talking about how it's easy hurting guinea pigs with like lettuce? Forget the lettuce. Emergency nuclear reactor evacuation for my guinea pigs involves banana. I would break open a banana, they would all come running like aggressive banana piranhas, and then I would get them all in the same box, even you, Beaver, even if that meant that we had 50 guinea pigs a few months from there. Times would be pressing, but that is the story of how a nuclear reactor suddenly has me considering how I am going to evacuate with my guinea pigs. Oh my word. All right, well, let's stop being quite that. Well, no, we don't ever have to stop being silly, but still. And now let's figure this out. A mobile nuclear reactor. I'm always amazed by the stuff you have up your wing feathers, Stella. So how does it work exactly? Do you really want me to go? No, that's actually what I was just saying. No. Probably don't need to go into detail for how it works or doesn't work. Just let me know what I need to do. In a nutshell, or maybe an eggshell, the more uranium you feed it with, the higher its output. Okay. And then we're gonna have the output go here. And so that means that if I have the extractors, which we're currently apparently trying not to upgrade, lined up, because we have a lot of them, then I think I can get the output going. Okay, also I can probably put that extractor into a better spot right there. All right, so we got six. I think that might be seven. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with all of that energy if I don't need it? I need more. I need even more for the sake of like Ruth being able to have sustained power. Whoa. I wonder if I should be sending the uranium to, okay. Oh man, the choices. Okay, so if that's the case, we have 8 here. I wonder if I should have 2 nuclear reactors? I say with exceptional hesitation. But I'm trying to think, okay, is it better to put it down on that planet or to import the uranium? This is also some problems. It's better to just keep it all on Dresda, I think. And I keep calling them planets even though they're asteroids, but still, like mini planets, microplanets. They have exoplanets, why not itty bitty planets? Just for fun. Probably because that would make things confusing, but still. All right, let's put the nuclear reactor, maybe another one over here, keeping it somewhat further away from, you know, causing issues is nice. And yes, we could upgrade the extractors to be able to pull more out all at once, but I'm really trying to like, there we go. Oh, I know. And we also, what am I doing with all these pipes going everywhere? Silly Siri. Pipe hub time it is. Dun 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 dun. Just need to have the extractors connected up to a pipe hub, because obviously that'll make it a lot easier on us. Whoops. All right. And then itty bitty pieces go around. And then let's see. Can I sneak one in here? I can. And then there. This pipe hub is really having to haul a lot together. So now we have 6 there. We just need 1 more, I think. And then I think we'll be able to... All right, actually, maybe we should have more than 1 pipe hub, because I think that we're clogging up the works there. So then let's do a pipe like so. And let's see. There we go. And then I think all of that will keep it moving a little better. And man, that's getting exciting. Remembering, oh yeah, we could do pipe hubs. We can make the nuclear reactor a little less scary by doing it like this. All right, and then let's carry on with those projects. And, ooh! Okay. What am I gonna do with all this energy now? I mean, I guess I could have a chemical crucible lab going on here. If I have my landing pad that brought in aluminum and silicon, maybe. Because why not? Also, how are the... Okay, we haven't upgraded a building yet. And if we have 40... Now, overload, create an energy network transmitting at least 40 energy in Sector 5. Oh, I think we could do that, guys. I think we could totally do that. And we could end up turning this into a nuclear blast planet. Possibly one that you might want to be a little cautious of, just saying, just realizing like, that could be a little dangerous. But we can use it as a manufacturing planet and just outsource some of the consequences for our actions, as happens in, unfortunately, many... Oh, and look at that. So then we need to do the small explosion. Aha. So then we have a small explosion to make a crater. Not here though, but once we make the crater, we can go ahead... I see. So where would maybe we want to go ahead and have the crater be over here, I say, because that's not concerning statements whatsoever, because we can have a launch pad, but we might want to have... What if I want a big crater? Can I get a big crater in the future? Because if I'm going to bring in more than 1 material, I'm going to need more than 1 landing pad, aren't I? So if we have a landing pad there, and I put my crucible where it can... Because we're gonna have like silly pipes. Silly pipes if we're gonna do it like this. But let's try this out. So we're gonna go ahead. We're going to put our crucible here. Our crucible is going to get aluminum and silicon sent to it. And we're also going to give it some energy and then have it ship out its goods. So now let's get aluminum and silicon from the nearby planets, because this is totally going to be fine. This is not going to be chaotic and wild. I mean, it is, but hang in here. So now we have the silicon, and we're going to send it to one of the launch pads, or the landing pads. We're also going to send the strong alloy to the space station. It was getting really backed up. And we're going to grab the aluminum over here, I hope. Oh my word, is this whole thing? Wow, that's so much methane. I had no idea there would be so much methane here. Can I get to the, like, uranium under it? I find myself mildly perplexed. Do I need to, like, extract, or do I need to blow something up in order to get the aluminum? The whole thing's covered in methane. Wow. And then I don't think I can extract it right now unless let's see. I don't think I can get the aluminum here. Darn. Huh. Well, that's gonna put a little bit of a bee in my bonnet for just a second, but maybe that tells us that we're gonna have even more things to do in the future. And it makes me wonder, probably don't want to use something like to blow anything up at the moment there. That's probably not gonna help us. But maybe we could at least extract some methane and just send it off to go do something somewhere. And maybe we can look into what methane we might be able to like work with. But alrighty, things are happening. I say with a large degree of hesitation, but things are indeed happening. And we could come over to this planet and go ahead and if we wiggle a little here, wiggle a little there. Let's actually have a launch pad here, an extractor here, and la-dee-da! Just like that, sort of, because it did involve having to run in between multiple planets. Or excuse me, mini microplanets. Like little pebble planets. That's a great name, don't you think? And then let's see, let's get the aluminum from there to here. And now, I think we'll be producing, after all of this extra energy has like nowhere to go. And so I'm just sort of like wondering what I should do with it. Because the chemical lab uses energy. The crucible uses energy. The component lab, I guess we could craft. Maybe we should build another uranium processing area and just have lots and lots of nuclear reactors kind of working on the moment to work on maybe researching the nuclear reactors. Create an energy network transmitting at least 40 energy. We could probably do that. All right, you know, in for a I want to say in for a penny, but like, what kind of penny? Also, now I need to send the, now I actually need to stop sending the uranium from here out because, as odd as this sounds, we actually need to send the light alloy specifically to Ruth on another planet for a minute. So, let's see. Oh, do I not have any landing pads available over here? Callisto, no! Oh, thank goodness, we have one available, and that will be what we need. Okay, logistics, let's do a landing pad, and then we're gonna send, there we go, the light alloy before we forget, from there to here. And we should be able to poke this other strangelet out of the ground now. Because everything is totally gonna be fine. That's, oh, look at that. It's already coming on in. See, I told you, everything's going to be fine. Especially now that we've figured out how to blow things up. And now I'm actually gonna ask my husband, my beloved husband Chips, my best friend, love of my life, and companion in raising these wonderful guinea pigs. If we have a guinea pig nuclear explosion evacuation plan, and then I'm going to reassure him it's not something born from anxiety, just a very vibrant imagination. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.